Evening, good morning, good afternoon, wherever you may be. Welcome to another episode of the Average Days Joe. I am your host C.
And Jay, what's up?
What's going on, everybody? How's everybody's day doing today? Jay, what's going on with you, brother?
Very sore. Did legs last night, so I'm cooked.
Nice, nice. We got some breaking trade news, man. I want to get into this already because I'm excited. I want to know, man. Let the people know, let the Average Days Joe community know about this one.
Mr. Jimmy Butler. He just got traded. This just happened like about 10 minutes ago. He is going to the Golden State Warriors right here. He will be there. He's signing a 2-year, $121 million extension through 2026, 2027. So the Warriors had to get rid of Wiggins and a few people for him and a first-round pick as well. So they did get rid of a good amount, but they kept a good amount too. So they're going to have a good starting lineup. I knew that he was going to be gone. Obviously, this is a couple team trade, but Miami got what they wanted to. They got a lot of depth and they got a first-round pick. So Pat Riley definitely maximized that. But the Warriors needed to pair a star with Steph, and I get it. So it makes a lot of sense. Earlier in the day, they were trying to get Kevin Durant to go back to the Warriors, but he significantly turned that down, and we all know why, which is why Draymond Green was trending in, the news.
Do you think he would have gone to the Warriors if Draymond Green wasn't there?
He would have never left if Draymond Green wasn't there.
Oh, okay.
Do you remember what happened or no?
I mean, I know that they were. I know that they were both like fighting, but I don't. I don't.
Yeah, he basically called Kevin Durant a bitch. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Okay.
He called, and then and he really slandered him like in many different ways. Told him how he was not Steph Curry.
Yeah.
And then after that, as when KD left, he punched Jordan Poole in the face for talking because he was talking smack. Remember that? Needless to say, Kevin Durant was like, I don't want to go to the Warriors. He said, I don't want to go there. Now Dallas was trying to, maybe they still can work that trade. There's still, I believe, a day left. Maybe they could still get KD, but so we'll see. But the Jimmy Butler trade, that's big. That's big for the Warriors. So good, big ups to them.
You guys, you heard it here first on the Average Day Joes and the Average Day Joes community. This is breaking news, and we're presenting to you this as soon as we heard about it, and it's pretty much just happened. So we're happy to present this to you. And also, I wanted to mention that, man, it looks like the Warriors gave up a lot of people because it's not like they're just giving people that are going, to the Heat. There's also other teams involved in this.
Yeah.
So like you said, they're giving up not only Wiggins, Schroeder, and Kyle Anderson and the first round pick, but then also the Pistons were involved, and they'll receive Lindsey Waters III from the Golden State and Josh Richardson from Miami.
We don't, like I said, that I don't even know who that is, but he was far on the. That's what I mean. They kept what they wanted to keep. That's why I said that.
Yeah,
they have a good starting lineup and they have a little depth. Like they had more depth. They have a little depth now, but it's not bad. They did the best they could, and I think that they maximized for sure.
Me personally, I'm just a little surprised because, I mean, if it was me, I would have tried to keep at least Wiggins and would have let go of Kuminga instead of Wiggins. But that's just my personal opinion on that.
Because that means you're getting older. Like, so that's something that the Lakers do. Now the Lakers, obviously, since they did the whole Luka trade, they got younger. So the Warriors were like, let's stay younger and not get older. So I get why they got rid of Wiggins, Yeah, definitely. He served good years, won a ring, big ups to Wiggins. So, but Kuminga's a younger version of Wiggins. That's all he is.
Right.
So fresher legs.
So that being said, that's definitely breaking news. Shout out to the Warriors. Hopefully they're able to make something happen with Jimmy Butler there. That's going to be kind of exciting to watch him.
There was another trade as well. There was another trade.
Want to know?
I believe it was Kyle Kuzma for Chris Middleton. I know that's not as big a news because the Bucks, they're they're going up and down. You know what I mean? And obviously, the Wizards have won maybe 5 games all year. So them switching Middleton and Kuzma, I don't know how that helps them. I know he's good on offense, but he's terrible at defense. I don't know if that's a game changer. So
I mean, even his offense is good, but it ain't like, you know what I mean? It's not spectacular like
who?
Kuzma.
Obviously, that's what I'm saying. So that's what I mean. So I don't really understand, but I mean they needed to shake something up because the Bucks are, the Bucks. They're trying to propel themselves to get a little higher in the East. You know.
And do you think that Kuzma will be that guy to help them to propel?
I don't, but younger legs to try to deal with Boston's wings is a lot. Like Middleton, he's a little older. He's had injuries, and every time he has to play against their wings, he's just not as athletic. Yeah. Kuzma, I know he's horrible at defense, but he has younger legs. So that's the only thing I could think of.
That's true. So before we get into the NBA scores, I just want to give a shout out to the Lakers for 2 reasons. One, because they murdered the Clippers yesterday. I was super surprised, but they played really good. They were playing as a team. And the other reason about the Lakers that I want to give a shout out to, Bronny James. He made his first 3-pointer in the NBA league. And he did it, with Luka watching, like the first game that Luka got to watch, being a Lakers, in the Lakers uniform. And his dad, was actually watching this too. So he made his very first 3-pointer of the game. And after airballing, so many shots over the past few games, for him to be able to do this, I'm glad I got to actually witness history.
I'm glad you're proud. I'm glad you're proud. Once you're done relishing the moment, I could get into the NBA scores.
We're moving on up.
That's hella funny.
What's going on in today's scores, brother?
So we got the Cavs and Pistons in a close game. Cavs are coming off that loss to the Celtics at home. So they're playing a back-to-back. So we're hoping they're tired. Hopefully the Pistons can take one from them. That's what we're hoping for here. Spurs and Hawks, they're in a close game as well. The Spurs are winning by 7 right now. Wizards and Nets, that's a throwaway game, but Wizards are up 79-70. Heat and Sixers, Heat are up 82-72 in the third quarter. Grizzlies and Raptors, they're up by 10, the Grizzlies. So, the Grizzlies they're playing good ball. Timberwolves and Bulls, it's halftime, 62-60. That should be a good game the rest of the way out. The Dubs just started, Warriors and Jazz. So, that just started, along with the Pelicans and Nuggets. That just started as well. The Bucks did get a win today against the Hornets. That doesn't surprise me. And later on tonight, we have the Kings and Magic and the Suns and Thunder.
The Bucks, so they don't. Kuzma's not already playing with them, is he?
No. They just made that trade today, so he won't. He probably won't suit up for probably a few days. Maybe 2 more games, maybe 1 game. We'll see. So yeah.
Cool.
But yeah, that'll shake it up.
Any of the games that are actually currently going on that you think you could predict?
I always predict games. What are you talking about?
No, I'm saying which ones would you predict? I
would, like I said, I pull for certain teams, so the Cavs and Pistons. Obviously, I don't want the Cavs to win. I saw the Celtics beat them yesterday, and I was proud because they walked into Cleveland and just said, "We own you. We are better than you." But so obviously, I'll be rooting for the Pistons that game. But the Cavs are a good team. I do understand this.
Pretty close scores. You never know.
No, that's what I mean. So I am rooting for the Pistons. I want to see the Cavs lose multiple games so the Celtics can catch up. They're only a few games behind them.
I know it's only this quarter for the Warriors Jazz game, but the Jazz is like 8-2 right now. Jazz winning on that one so far. It's just started.
Remember. So the Warriors got rid of a lot of people to get Jimmy Butler here. So they're probably going to be shorthanded.
I think for anybody who's betting on some of these games, I think today will be a safe bet on the Jazz. Just FYI.
No. Steph Curry is still playing. I'm sure Draymond is playing. I'm not watching the game, but the Jazz aren't that good. Okay.
Yeah.
But the Warriors are depleted. They're missing a lot of pieces right now. So, but like I said, that trade is not it's more for down the road,
Right. Right.
like that's to keep them in the playoffs this year. The Jimmy Butler trade. I get it, but they're going to have to add a lot of pieces for Steph. So
what do you predict on Bulls Timberwolves? Timberwolves for sure. Right?
I don't know. It's a close game, man. I like the Ant-Man, so I'll probably go with the Wolves for sure.
Oh, that's a pretty close one.
Yeah, I'll take Ant-Man in that one.
Pretty close. That'll be a good one to.
Which one?
That one could go either way. Hawks and Spurs.
Yeah, that could go either way. Ice Trey's on the Hawks. I like Trey, but the Spurs have old school Chris Paul with Wemby in there, so hopefully they could pull something out. You know what I mean? Remember De'Aaron Fox? I don't know if he's playing yet, but once he's there, be nice.
Yeah, for sure.
You know what I mean? So I don't know if he's playing yet though. So they may be shorthanded as well. But
if I was a betting man, I would definitely put my money on Grizzlies against Raptors.
That's an easy one. The Raptors are not very good, and the Grizzlies are pretty good.
Exactly. And then I'll definitely put my money on the Nuggets for that.
You can't go against Jokic, man. Jokic is great. He's a great player.
But Suns Thunder, that'll be a difficult one to gauge to see who's going to win that one.
Nah. If KD's not playing.
Oh, he's not playing. So Thunder.
He's trying to be traded, so he's resting. So if KD's not playing, the Thunder they'll win by double digits. Not even close. Magic Kings, those are two close. That's going to be a close game for sure.
I was going to say, I on that one, I mean, Magic have been playing pretty good lately. I kind of would put my money on Magic on that one, bro.
Well, the Kings don't have De'Aaron Fox, so that's what I mean. So yeah, these teams are kind of depleted right now. So yeah, but I know that the Kings did sign Valanciunas. Isn't that one of your favorite players from back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah.
But he's not there yet. He's not there yet. But he'll be able to help out down low with Domantas Sabonis. So
yeah, that'll be good for them. I mean, he was raw. I mean, obviously he's older now. He's probably not got the same energy that he had before. But back then, he was a raw player, man.
Yeah, man. Big ups.
Let me ask you. So, any notable games tomorrow that you might be watching?
Oh yeah, NBA on TNT. You got to have the Celtics, on primetime television. So they'll be playing the Mavericks. I don't know if AD will be playing. You may see AD there, but yeah, I'm not worried about that. But that's a notable game I will be watching for sure. And then obviously the what? Kyrie
is going to be playing on that one.
Of course, Kyrie's playing, but Kyrie, ever since the Celtics and him split, remember I think he's lost every game against them. Oh, maybe one he won out of like 16.
It's gonna be. I think him and AD will have really good chemistry too because
of course they will.
Always wanted to play with Kyrie, so this will be
like. Of course, they're gonna have great chemistry. Who else is gonna score the ball?
I know.
So yeah, I'll take my C's on that one. That's why I want. That's why I need the Pistons to beat the Cavs today because then they could gain another game on them. You understand?
Right.
But yeah, so that's a notable game, and the other notable game will be Dubs against the Lakers. Obviously, if Jimmy Butler suited up, he'll be playing. If not, then yeah, it'll be depletion. So I don't know who's going to be playing those games.
So I got 10 on Lakers tomorrow. If you want to do that bet.
Why would I want to bet? Why do I want to bet on the Dubs when I don't even know who's going to be there? Like they're only 5 players missing right now, so tonight's going to be a hard one for them. And then they have a back-to-back. They have to go to LA, and you want to bet? Are you crazy?
I'm just putting it out there, brother. I'm just putting it out
there. Well, I don't believe in the Dubs that much to be like, hey, you know what? No. If Jimmy Butler was there, I'd take that bet. I would take that bet. If Jimmy Butler was playing with Steph, I'd be like, all right, let's do it. I'll take this right now.
Okay.
But I don't think he'll be suited up and ready by then.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Usually it takes a few days. You got to pass your physicals. You know how it works.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, it takes like that's why Luka's not even playing yet. I know he was on the bench, but it takes time to get everything everything written out. So
the one scary thing about that is that Butler has been having so much time off because of all his, suspensions that he actually gonna have pretty fresh legs when he does play his first.
Exactly. So that's what I'm saying. That's why the KD sitting out. Same thing. You want to have fresh legs. So when he gets to Golden State, he's gonna be fresh. Jimmy
Yeah,
Butler. He has
definitely.
sat out God knows how long now.
I know, I
So
know.
he'll be fresh with Steph. You know,
Oh
that's gonna
man,
be that's gonna be good, man. I like that pair. It's a good start for Steph, man, because I know they're gonna try in the next couple of years to get him more players to get him another ring.
yeah,
Obviously,
definitely.
NBA agenda. You know,
All right, well, let's get on because we got some political news. Let's see what's going on with Trump today because this guy he's trending in the news every single day as of pretty much since we
making
started.
moves,
A
making
lot of
moves.
people do not like his moves, his chess moves, as we say, but he is using that queen and he's cornering the king here and there. So well, let me talk about. So basically, I wanted to tell you guys. Let me share the screen. But basically, there's a Republican lawmaker in Texas who is filing an impeachment. He's filing impeachment articles against Trump over this Gaza plan that we discussed yesterday. So for all of you who missed yesterday's show, basically Trump is looking to take over the Gaza Strip because it is basically in rumble right now, and he wants to displace pretty much everybody that's on the Gaza Strip, put them into like Jordan, Egypt, and other Middle Eastern countries for the meantime. Pretty much the Palestinians that are there, and he wants to build basically like a resort type. Uh, the Gaza to be like a resort. He's comparing it to like the French Riviera, but it's going to be the French Riviera of the Middle East. So that's what he's saying. And there is a lot of backlash because he wants to do that. So this Texas representative, his name is Al Green. He's a Democrat. He says that the Trump proposal to take over Gaza is a dastardly deed amounting to ethnic cleansing. That's what he's comparing it to. So yeah, let me just read this to you really quickly. It said that the aggressive move came after Democrats step up their resistance to the fledgling Trump administration and its barrage of chaotic power grabbing new policies that many see as a coup. Green, a firebrand politician who launched a number of unsuccessful attempts to impeach Trump during his first term, is unlikely to find much traction on his latest effort. Pete Aguilar, the number 3 House Democrat, told Politico on Wednesday that impeachment was not an immediate focus of his caucus, but it is evidence that more elected Democrats are finding their voice amid what critics say have been a muted response so far for the extremes of Trump's 16-day-old second presidency. The liberal advocacy group Call to Activism posted on X on Tuesday a clip of the Maryland representative Jamie Raskin suggestion he was also open to a new impeachment effort. Yeah, so basically, I mean, these are Democrats. They've tried this before on this first term. They didn't to impeach him over some other stuff. This is not even this is I mean, he just said this. This is not something that he's actually even doing just yet. I think it's going to need a lot of approval from a lot of different sides. And the one thing that we were mentioning yesterday was that Trump, when he was talking about it, he really was making a point that he wants the Palestinians to be able to claim that land back after they rebuild it, because as of right now, it is pretty much uninhabitable. I showed a clip of it yesterday, like a video of the how torn down that whole area is. So he wants to basically Trump is saying that it's like 100-year war there, and if they don't fix it, it's just going to keep being the same thing. So by making it into kind of like a resort type thing, where there's money flowing into it, then it'll be less likely for there to be wars there. Yes, it could definitely go either way, where he kicks off all the Palestinians and stuff, and then maybe he doesn't keep his promise, and basically they're not going to be back allowed on that land. That can all, anything is possible, and that's, I'm sure, a lot of these people, especially these Democrats, that's what they're thinking. But according to Trump and what he's saying, and so far he's basically everything he said he's kind of doing. So I mean, me personally, I don't think he would be like just saying something and not actually going through with it, because he is kind of like, in my opinion, he's like a man for the people. So I definitely feel like he would let the Palestinians back onto the land because that's what he basically is saying he's going to do. But yeah, he's calling it the Riviera of the Middle East. And so far, the plan has been globally condemned as outrageous, shameful, and illegal. So yeah, and they're also kind of mad because the Israeli Prime Minister, him and Trump are in talks together to do this. So they're saying that the Prime Minister of Israel should be ashamed, knowing of the history of his people, to stand there and allow such things to be, to be said. So yeah, that is pretty much the news that I have about Trump and basically what is happening from yesterday on to today. And then let us share some other political news with you that Jay has for you guys. So let's move on.
Well, we'll stay on the little Trump train, man. You brought up Politico, right?
Yeah.
So Politico it was trending on X, and why are they trending? Because they're being shut down by Doge. Doge is shutting down Politico. Politico is media outlet, I'm guessing, news media outlet, but they were being funded from the USAID.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, so the Doge team just said, hey, you're a part of it. We're canceling you too.
And do you know who's funding them?
Funding who? The USAID?
Yeah, the whole political thing.
Yes, the USAID is funding Politico.
Okay.
Yes. Remember that this was the whole shutdown thing the other day. So that's why they got onto Politico. Doge was like, hey, you know what? We're already going with this. Who is this? Oh, okay. It's like they're going, you know what I mean? They're going in order here. They're just going in order, trying to, they're working on, as you know, everything,
Yeah. So and then USAID. I mean, obviously, if Politico is all getting funded through Politico, then the taxpayers were funding all of this, right?
Yes, exactly. Exactly. So that's what I mean. That if we're funding things, we should be funding things that that are working. Right. Once again, So they Needless to say, Trump and Elon are working hand in hand in this.
So they revealed $8 million in subscriptions.
Yes.
That's why they canceled Politico.
Yes, exactly. Well, Politico's been against the whole MAGA thing for a while now. So,
So, and then it's funny because I was like, when I was pulling this up, I mean, obviously there's a bunch of media outlets reporting on this, but it's funny how different news media outlets, how they spin it. So like one of the news media outlets was like, oh, they're canceling it because they were against the MAGA movement, so the way they're spinning it.
Of course.
It's like
you know how that works.
But
you know how that works, but when you have the numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
So there you go.
And shout out to the 8 people watching us right now live. If you guys think that our taxpayer money should not be funded for these kind of things, and I mean, I don't know if you guys seen it, but I've seen a list of the USAID and basically where like the money was being spent. I don't know, Jay, did you see any kind of list like that?
I did, but not today. But yeah, I have seen the list. So,
and basically,
like I said, I get it.
I don't remember like what the whole list said, but like I can definitely like I remember that some of it was like go like see a show in Colombia of like transgender people, like the stuff.
Yeah, I read this list. Remember?
You read it, right? Yeah.
Yeah, I actually read the list, and it was like, there was one in Colombia, Peru, like random things that were, remember, like hundreds of millions here, hundreds of millions there. Remember? I read that list like 2 episodes ago.
Yeah. So go back 2 episodes if you guys want to know exactly where our taxpayer money was going to for the whole USAID funding. Because I mean, we're the ones at the end of the day. This is America, guys. We the people. I mean, that's basically the Constitution is we the people, So we the people, we're funding all of this stuff And for the longest time now, all these things were being funded, and this is like stuff like they don't share. There's no transparency. They don't share like where all this money's
Of course
going.
not.
And then once now all the like the cat is coming out the bag, and we're seeing where all this money was actually being spent. I'm like I'm appalled. Like I cannot believe
Good.
that they were letting our taxpayer money go to programs that a lot of them were actually international programs. But then on
Yes.
top of that, it was like, yeah, nothing to do with America. Like I don't know, man. It's just it really
It
hurts.
makes you mad, right? It
Yeah,
should. It
yeah.
should make you very mad. And that's what I mean. That's why I put my trust into what they're doing.
No, definitely.
They're obviously doing a good job on this deficit because this
Right.
deficit, it hasn't been worked on in a while now. Hey, you know what? Let's just print more money. Uh. You know what I mean? Come on, man. Like these people now, Trump, Elon, they obviously understand business. So I trust what they're doing fully.
Right. Right. It's just I don't know. It's crazy to me, man. It's crazy to me. But
Believe me, I know.
it is what it is, man. Luckily now, like I said, this president so far, the way it appears is he's for the people, and he's really trying to put a lockdown on where our taxpayer money is going. So that is a good thing in my eyes, and I think that we're headed in the right direction. As of right now, we're headed in the right direction. So
Yes.
that's my opinion on that one. All right, well, let's move on. Let's talk about the U.S. Postal Service. So, if you are trying to receive or get packages from China, you might not be able to get them or receive them, or send them or receive them because they suspended initially. They were so basically the U.S. Postal Service on Wednesday morning announced it's announced that it will continue accepting incoming international parcels from China and Hong Kong.
Mhm.
Uh, Saying that late Tuesday night that it was going to suspend them. So basically, they were in talks of suspending, the parcels, and that was all due to the new tariffs imposed on Tuesday. But it looks like as of right now, they kind of went back a little bit, and as of Wednesday morning, which was today, they announced that as of right now, they are going to let incoming international parcels from China, Hong Kong. They're going to allow it to happen. There was no initial reason given for the suspension of package deliveries from China, but just basically they were just saying it was related to the broad-based new tariffs imposed Tuesday and an elimination of the minimis exemption. So if you guys, I don't know exactly what that is, you would have to look up what the de minimis exemption is. It says right here, this exemption had allowed anyone, including exporters, to ship packages worth less than $800 to the United States without duties or needing to undergo inspections. Inspecting incoming parcels to collect the new import taxes could prove extremely difficult. That's what they're saying, which is kind of crazy to me that they won't even like. Why would they not undergo inspections, even if it's an $800 parcel? Us Americans, if we're sending things, like everything is being inspected. So why, especially if China is supplying us with fentanyl as well? I mean, wouldn't that exemption? I mean, if it's $800 or less, I mean, to send a package, you could fit a lot of fentanyl into one package. I'm pretty sure, So if that's going to be like not undergoing inspections, I mean, come on, guys. You guys need to
Oh,
bright. I mean, there's like a little light bulb that needs to be turned on in some of these people's heads. You know what I mean? Because it ain't turned on. It's a dark. It says the USPS and Custom and Border Protection are working closely together to implement an efficient collection mechanism for the new China tariffs to ensure the least disruption to package delivery. That's what the Postal Service has said. Um, and I guess this was also for FedEx and UPS as well. The initial suspension had threatened the business models of e-commerce giants Shane and Temu, which have built their business models around this exemption. The relaxed restrictions and tax exemptions on cheap products have allowed more than 1 billion packages to pour into the U.S. at low prices for consumers looking for deals on anything from clothing to household goods. So yeah, that kind of was basically what I've been saying, and it looks like they're kind of stopping it because I'm sure that Temu and I mean, those are really giant companies. I'm sure they're probably going to be kicking back some money to making sure that their business is not going to stop right now, because that would be very bad for business on some of these big giant Chinese companies. So far, Beijing has retaliated against the new Trump tariffs with a broad package of economic measures on Tuesday, including a 15% tax on certain types of coal and liquefied natural gas, as well as a 10% tariff on crude oil, agricultural machinery, large displacement cars, and pickup trucks. And that measure will take effect on February 10th, which is in 5 days. It also imposed new export controls targeting over 24 metal products and related technologies, and added two American firms, biotech company Illumina and fashion retailer PVH Group, to its unreliable entities list. So China is definitely trying to, impose their own stuff, which is kind of coming into a trade war between China right now. And this is also why you see the reflection into the crypto market, because the crypto market is a world coin. But we'll talk about the crypto markets later. That being said, let us get into some local Bay Area news with Jay and what has happened in the Bay Area, brother.
Well, old school Dennis Richmond. He was a Bay Area news icon, man. He was anchor. I used to watch him growing up on the news, man. He just passed away today, like 5 hours ago at the age of 81.
Oh, okay.
Very sad. We were just talking about him the other day, remember?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's very, very sad, man. He was definitely an iconic figure in the Bay Area, man. If you watched the news growing up, you knew it was Dennis Richmond and Elaine Corral.
For the people that don't know, what news channel was he on?
Fox.
Fox, right?
Channel
KTVU.
2.
That's the
Channel 2.
Yeah. Channel 2,
Yeah.
KTVU,
So,
for all the people that are not from the Bay. But
yeah. So he was he worked there for like I don't know how many 30, 40 years, man. So he was definitely iconic though, man. He was a solid dude, always had excellent things to say, you know what I mean? Like very, very professional, high integrity. So he was a solid dude, man. He has definitely he built a legacy for himself, especially out here in the Bay. So,
Do you,
prayers out to his family, you know what I mean? Just
yeah.
it sucks. It sucks.
Yeah, it says that right before he died, he actually had a heart attack, and then like he died, like not from the heart attack, but then afterwards he
Yeah.
basically died. So, do you
That's what I
know?
mean.
Do you know why he in the Bay was like such a famous news anchor? Like, do you know anything about his background? I have it pulled up. I can say it if you don't know it, but if you don't have it pulled up, but
I mean, what I don't know his background. I just know that he was iconic on TV because we all watched him.
no, of course, of course.
Like
So the reason,
he had that voice. Like
no, yeah,
presence.
yeah,
I don't know.
he was definitely a big presence in the Bay Area. But the reason why he was such a beloved figure, especially in I would say the Black community out here in the Bay Area, is because he was noted for being one of the first black anchors of any major news station in the country.
No, I didn't know
So
this.
yeah, he began as a part-time clerk typist at KTVU in 1968 and worked his way up in the ranks until he became a full-time anchor of the 10 o'clock news in 1976. So, that's especially like,
Damn.
trying to work your way up in the 60s, for like the black folks, it was a really hard time still. Like, there was a lot of prejudice going on in the workplaces and stuff. So, for him to be able to do that and become literally one of the first black anchors in the whole like country, that's big news. You know what I mean? Like that's, he was a legend,
Yeah, he was definitely good at his job, man. He took that serious.
Yeah,
He was
exactly.
really good at his job.
I mean, I can't even. I mean, I used to watch him too. I don't even remember. He like this guy never took a day off. You know what I mean? Like
Nope,
he was always
never.
on.
He was. That's what I mean. He was always on, dude. Like that's what I mean. If you watch the news growing up, he was always there.
And just a little bit other like kind of cool news that he did. They say like he got into the heart of action. He once dangled from the 47th floor of a building to air a report. And another time he rode in the Blues Angels as they did loop the loops over the San Francisco Bay.
That's tight. I love that.
Yeah.
That's solid, man. That's solid. Dennis Richmond was the dude, man.
Yeah. So
He was the dude.
Yeah, so RIP to him. We're definitely going to miss him. He was an icon over here in the Bay, and I'm sure a lot of people who moved out of the Bay, but back in the days they were watching him too. So he's definitely well known. And I mean, the Bay alone has like 5 million people, so that's a lot of people that knew him. And
Of
yeah,
course.
RIP, and let us move on. I want to report some news from Ohio. So Ohio had not another, but they had a mass shooting today. So let me report that for you guys real quick. Ohio man, he was arrested. I guess it was a shoot. It was a workplace shooting. Hold on. Okay, there it is. So it was a workplace shooting that killed one and he wounded 5 people.
Damn.
Uh, Police in Ohio arrested a warehouse employee accused of fatally shooting one coworker, and this was five and wounding 5 others late Tuesday night. So it was late Tuesday night. That's pretty much all it says. There's not much news about it. I don't think they really know much about it. Like they don't know the motives. But yeah, this was like last night's breaking news. There was pretty much it's a mass shooting we've been having. We reported the other day, yesterday, in Sweden, they had a mass shooting as well. So this was just kind of trending news that I wanted to report to you guys because it was either that or 2 planes collided in Seattle, and that wasn't really big news because it was on the tarmac, it was on the runway. So yeah, that's why I'm reporting this one instead. There isn't much to be said about it, so we're going to move on because we need to get into our crypto. We want to definitely let you guys know what is going on in the crypto markets and why is Bitcoin falling again. And like I said already earlier, it is because of these trade wars. So let me share this crypto screen with you guys and go over the crypto pricing. So right now, yeah, Bitcoin has been going down again, sitting at 97,200 currently. It is down 0.51% in the last 24 hours. We have our biggest altcoin, Ethereum, sitting at 2,808, and it is actually up in the last 24 hours, 3.28% as of right now. The global crypto market cap in whole is sitting at 3.19 trillion, which is a 1.5 decrease over the last day, meaning that there is less money going into the space. Our fear and greed index is getting into we are actually now in the fear. So like I was mentioning the other day, as we're getting more into the fear, this is the time where you buy, because this is, you want to buy when people are in fear. And then when people are in greed, that means that it's time to start thinking about selling. People right now are selling their coins, are getting liquidated because prices are falling. But don't be scared, guys. Just keep in diamond hands. We preach that to you guys all the time. Bitcoin dominance is sitting at 60.34%, and Ethereum is sitting at 10.56%. That being said, our top 5 trending coins of the day, we have number 1, Trump. It is up in the last 24 hours, 6.82%. We have number 2, a new coin I never seen called Fourth. That is up 7.90% in the last 24 hours. Number 3, we have Vine. We talked about Vine a few weeks ago, and we were thinking it might be part of the whole the Vine social media platform that used to be back in the day. And that one is up 6.64% in the last 24 hours. Then we have number 4, Lunic, LUNC. That is up 0.90%. And number 5, we have GST, up 40.71% in the last 24 hours. That being said, let us go over our top 5 gainers, if we have any. So, yep. Number 1, we've definitely been talking about actually pretty much all 5 of these. Well, I'll say 4 of the 5 that I'm going to mention we've already talked about in previous shows. So they look like they are pretty solid gainers for people that are trying to make quick gains. Number 1, meme coin CatX is trending, or I'm sorry, it's a top gainer. It is up 1,203% in the last 24 hours. That one's market cap is going up. It's sitting at currently $539,000. So it is going up. It might be something to look into for quick gains. Number 2, you have Sora Grok, which is, if I'm not mistaken, part of the whole X platform, the AI that runs X, called Grok. And that is up 903% in the last 24 hours. That would be a good one, because if it is part of X, then it's basically I would say, I mean, it is an AI crypto and AI has been doing pretty well in the last the last few months. Number three, you got the Book of Meme 3.0 BOME, and that is up 725% in the last 24 hours. Number four, we've mentioned before, and that is Liberty World Financial. That is up 569% in the last 24 hours. And number five, you have Trump with hat, and that is up 536% in the last 24 hours. Any other mentionable coins I can mention that I see, they're pretty much all Trump coins right now. They're all going up. So Trump is definitely trending. Mogcat MOG, that one, some people like that one. They're up 469% in the last 24 hours. Besides that, we mentioned this one yesterday. It was kind of a funny one. We have beers sitting at number 22. Beer, it is up 319%. And the last one I'm going to mention, we've reported this as well, not the crypto coin. This is new to me that this is even a crypto coin now, but they made it a crypto coin. I don't know if it's associated with DeepSeek, but the crypto coin is DeepSeek AI. I would look into that one because it is an AI coin. DeepSeek is like the equivalent of ChatGPT from China, and that's kind of what crypto prices down since last Friday. Because once DeepSeek, the information came out of that they're basically able to operate just like ChatGPT, but at a much lesser expense, then it kind of made some of the crypto crash a little bit, at least the AI sector of it. So yeah, number 26, it is a new coin to me. If it's associated with DeepSeek, it might be something to look into. As of right now, I don't know if it is. It only has a 207,000 market cap. So it is very low. It could be a rug pull. I would definitely look into it though. And that one is up in the last 24 hours, 170%. So that is your crypto news. I wanted to go over that with you guys and just let you know what is happening because this is our wealth section. And let us go over let us actually go over and see what Jay is watching. We want to go over the movie of the day and get Jay's opinion on what is he watching.
I was watching The Wood.
Okay.
Old school, bro. Old school The Wood, bro. I don't know if you remember The Wood, but
I briefly remember. It's a comedy, right? Is it a comedy?
yeah, it's like, this kid grows up in North Carolina, ends up moving to Inglewood, California,
Uh-huh.
and then from there he has to adapt to Inglewood, The Wood.
Okay.
It's a good movie, man. It's definitely funny, man. One of the funny ones. I grew up on that stuff, though, man. It was a good one.
Okay, so basically, yeah, he moves from the East Coast to the Inglewood.
Well, North Carolina is like it is the East Coast, but it's kind of southern, so it's very different from him.
Okay.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
And who's like the most notable actor there?
You could go. Omar Epps is pretty known, but Taye Diggs as well. So
Okay.
they're both very popular. Even Sanaa Lathan, but I go with Taye Diggs is probably the most popular.
And I mean, Omar Epps is pretty popular too. I'll say.
Yeah, I like Omar Epps. Like I've seen a lot of his movies, so Omar Epps is cool. He's funny. He's really funny, man. So, he's been in a lot of different things growing up.
Right.
Very iconic things. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay. Well, let's go with Omar Epps on this one since he is one. And so yeah, 1 through 10. What would you rate The Wood?
I gotta give it a 9, man. I'm biased though. I grew up on The Wood, man. I thought it was so funny growing up.
I might have to rewatch that one because I actually don't like. I thought it was actually.
Bro,
now that you're mentioning it, I don't.
It's
I don't
hilarious. It's hilarious, dude. It just reminds me of just high school times. You know what I mean? Because so he starts out in grade school, and then it goes high school, and then it goes college, like right after. You know what I mean? So it goes in like the order. It's funny, man.
Okay.
Yeah. So it's a trip, man. And then it goes to as they grew up, because one of them is gonna get married, and then he has second thoughts about it. You know what I mean? Like, am I making the right decision? Right. So yeah, it's a solid movie, man. Very solid movie.
So, given Omar Epps being like one of the main characters, what is that your favorite movie that was done by him?
Favorite? One of them. He has a couple of my favorites, dude. You know what I mean?
What would
Like
you
I could even go. I don't know if you remember Juice with
oh,
Tupac Shakur.
oh yeah.
So he was in Juice.
Okay.
He was in Love and Basketball, which was excellent. I don't know if you ever saw Love and Basketball.
Don't think I saw
He,
that one.
so that another excellent iconic movie. He was in Too Deep with LL Cool J. Like, I mean, man, like this dude was just in. He was in The Program, which was a football movie. He was also in Major League 2, with Charlie Sheen. Like, man, this dude's been in so many movies that that I grew up watching.
It looks like he was. It shows that he was in Scream too. I didn't even know he was.
Yeah, he was only in the beginning. He was
Oh,
literally like he was the boyfriend in the beginning, and then he was playing a prank like, I'm gonna kill you, and then he ended up dying. He was in it for like literally 5 minutes, dude.
you know, it's not talking about, bro. Why they always kill off the black man first? Like that. That's so. That's so. Man. Like, come on, man. I gotta be better than that, Hollywood. Come on, man.
I mean, but Omar Epps, man, great actor, bro. He was also in a series on TV. It was called House. I don't know if you ever remember House. Did you ever watch that?
I don't think so. No.
That was an excellent. Yeah, like he was in that too, which was a great series on TV.
And it
So,
looks like
but yeah,
it looks like he might have been in Don't Be a Menace. Don't Be a Menace. Too.
yeah, he was.
Okay.
But like, I mean, it's just that was like that's more of a the fun it's it's a funny one. You know that you've seen that one, right?
Don't Be a Menace. Oh, I love that movie. That's super fun.
Yeah, so like, yeah, obviously it wasn't his movie because it's the Wayans, but that's what I mean. I tried, I named movies that he was like the star in.
Okay, so out of all the ones you mentioned, which one would you say is your favorite?
Man,
Would you go with Juice on that one?
Probably.
Or Into Deep? Because Into Deep, that was
either. Yeah, he played the role in Into Deep was excellent because he was undercover at one time, and then he had to play. He was playing basically a gangster, and then he was undercover. So it was like, yeah. So that was one of my favorites without a doubt. Just his role alone.
And he almost forgot that he was a cop and almost got into that.
Exactly. That's what I mean. So like, that was definitely one of my favorites all time for sure. But Juice is with Pac. So that's iconic to me. Like, that's like, because I grew up like, oh damn, So yeah, it's probably between those, man. But The Wood, I mean, without a doubt, I'd say that could be my favorite out of all his movies.
And let me ask you, any movies that you would say are underrated by him that you think that a lot of people might have not seen, but it's such a good movie?
Underrated. I'll probably go with The Program.
I've never seen it. So
The Program or even Major League 2, because I think people have seen Major League 1, but there's a part 2. Both sports movies. So I would say those would be underrated just because I don't know if a lot of people knew those were out.
Definitely.
But he was excellent in both those movies. Excellent.
It looks like he was also in a movie. I never seen this movie. Maybe you've never seen it too because it was in '93. But it was called. It looks like it's a football movie called The Program.
That's what I just said.
Oh, you just said it.
Yeah. So he was a running back that was recruited in The Program, but they already had a running back. But he was like, he was the up and coming one.
Okay.
Yeah. Excellent movie right there. That's what I mean. That could have been under the radar, meaning like because there was at that time, like I said, there was many different football movies.
Definitely.
So.
I'll go with my two favorites, and Juice is one of them as well. But I'm saying like, where he played like the main character, that would be Into Deep for sure.
Of course.
Because I love LL Cool J and that the whole movie, the way it was made is just like great.
Excellent movie, man.
But I would also go with, and this might even be an underrated movie for some people. I don't even know if you might have seen this movie, but I think you might have because it has a great cast. But
I know what you're gonna say too. I already know what you're gonna say because I didn't bring it up.
Okay, well, I think that's what I'm saying. That's why
I know which one you're gonna say too. I know. You want me to say it for you?
Just tell me the first letter that it starts with.
H.
Okay, yeah, you're right. Oh, you're right. So for all the Average Day Joes community, if you don't know, he was in a movie called Higher Learning from 1995.
Yes, sir.
And
exactly.
It was him, Ice Cube. It was like a really good cast, and I mean, it's basically about like racial tensions on this college campus. At that time, about like skinheads and about the kind of whole like the Africa movement at that time and stuff. So yeah, it's definitely a great movie to watch. I would definitely recommend that one. I wouldn't
I
say
knew
that
you were
one's
gonna say
the
that.
underrated one. You know, it's
I
definitely
knew you were gonna say that though. That's why I said it.
kind of glad. I'm kind of glad you didn't say that one because I was like, all right, cool. I got one
I
I
know.
can say too. You
I
know.
know. I know. I left that one alone. You know what I mean? It does have a all-star cast in it for sure.
Exactly. As far as comedy, I would definitely say either what Jay said, which is the Major League 2, or the Don't Be a Menace. Those are two. As far as underrated, in my opinion, I would go with two as well. I would say either Dracula 2000. He was in that one.
It was okay.
Yeah, it was just underrated. Not that it was like a great
Oh,
movie.
okay. Okay. Yeah. 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 Mhm.
But the other one that I would say is underrated, it might not be the greatest movie, but it was underrated, was the Mod Squad. And that was kind of cool movie, actually. I don't
That
remember.
wasn't bad. But
Yeah,
yeah, that's good for underrated for sure.
yeah, definitely. So I would go with those two for underrated. So yeah, that is our movie of the day. And Jay, like what would you say? You gave this The Wood a 9? Is that what you just said?
Yeah,
9?
for sure. Well, I'm biased, like it to me, it's just it hits every part. It's funny, it's sad, it makes you mad. It's excellent. It's an
Exactly.
excellent movie, dude.
Exactly. So yeah.
Excellent.
So you heard it from us first. That is our movie review of The Wood and of Omar Epps and his movies. So check some of those out that we've mentioned because he is a great actor, and
Yes, he is for sure.
you have great actors like that. You definitely want to check out some of their roles that they play in.
True story.
All right. Well, that being said, let us move in to some weather for you guys. Let us see what is happening in the weather tomorrow for all you people traveling out there. For all my business travelers, let us go through the temperatures for you guys tomorrow. So tomorrow, let me look at your coldest spot. It looks like it's definitely warming up everywhere. But your coldest spot tomorrow looks like it will be in North Dakota, Minot, North Dakota. You will be windy at 8 degrees. And your warm spot, if you guys want to get away from the cold, it was kind of like yesterday. I would say it will be kind of a toss-up between Tampa, Florida, which will be at 82 and sunny, to 83 in Brownsville, Texas, and partly cloudy. So, I mean, if you just want full sun and beach, Tampa would be your best spot. Miami will actually be at 78 degrees tomorrow, partly cloudy, so it won't be as warm as Tampa. West Coast wise, if you guys want to escape the cold rain, because it looks like it's pretty much kind of raining tomorrow in California, your best bet would be Phoenix, which will be at 80 degrees and sunny. That being said, I'm going from west to east. So we have where we're from, San Francisco, is going to be raining tomorrow at 58 degrees. LA, San Diego, you will be also raining at 60 degrees. Seattle, you will be partly cloudy at 41 degrees. Then we got Las Vegas at 71, and it's going to be sunny in Vegas. So you got Salt Lake City at 51 degrees. It'll be pretty chilly. Denver, you will be sunny at 53 degrees. Albuquerque, you will be at 68 degrees tomorrow, nice and sunny. Then we have Kansas City at 45 degrees. Oklahoma, you will be hazy at 49, while Dallas, Texas, you will be partly cloudy at 81, as well as Houston, partly cloudy at 81. Minneapolis, you guys will be very windy and cold at 19 only, but then you move down a little bit south, and Chicago, you will be at 40 degrees with partly cloudy. St. Louis, you will be at 46, while Memphis, you guys will already be heating up to 69. And New Orleans, you will be hazy at 78. We got Detroit at 38 degrees. Will be pretty cold out there. Cincinnati, you will be at 50. Atlanta, you guys will be at 73, but it will be rainy. Then we have Charlotte. And Charlotte, you guys will be partly cloudy at 69. But as you move up north more, Washington, you guys will be at only 48 degrees and raining. New York City, you guys will be a little bit colder, rainy at 41 degrees, while Buffalo and Detroit will both be at 37 and 38 degrees. Buffalo being rainy, and Detroit only being being cloudy. And last but not least, we have Boston. It will be rainy at 34 degrees. That is your weather for tomorrow. So if you are traveling, prepare accordingly to what the forecast calls for the region that you are traveling to. That being said, let us move on and help to guide your day tomorrow with our daily horoscope readings. So, like always, we start with the first house of the zodiac. Tomorrow, Aries, which is my sign. Your years of dedication to an extensive project will bring fulfillment when it produces its first results. Your day will be full, but the sense of accomplishment from witnessing your efforts pay off will make all the effort worthwhile. We got our Taurus. Your intense desire for transformation pushes you toward change. Yet figuring out your goals is the main challenge. To begin your exploration, you must engage in meaningful discussions with trusted individuals. Then we have our Gemini. A significant change is approaching that will reshape your life's direction. The first indications seem unimportant, yet everything you choose to do will generate enduring waves of change. So, Gemini, tomorrow you will have experienced a significant change. Cancer, you will soon receive exceptional news that will improve your perspective and generate future optimism. You will find renewed energy because someone close to you achieved success, bringing career advancement and financial gain towards better times. Then we got J sign Leo. We got today, or I'm sorry, tomorrow promises excitement because cosmic forces will introduce dynamic elements into your regular activities. Short journeys combined with nearby activities will introduce excitement to your daily encounters.
Hmm.
Then we got our Virgo. You might discover a new field of learning through your fresh curiosity, which someone in your network introduced you to. Your search for an intellectual engagement will finally meet its end with this opportunity. Then we have our Libra. Your creative capabilities will emerge powerfully to both astonish and delight you. When you find an initiative nearby that needs creative input, you will naturally want to contribute because it will reward you both personally and professionally. Then we have our Scorpios. Tomorrow's energy level contradicts the temptation to rest because movement is essential. Your energy levels will rise when you start exercising or working toward your objectives because both activities break your stagnant state. Then we have our Sagittariuses. Tomorrow, nostalgic feelings will resurface to reveal emotions you believed you had left behind, exposing your previous fears and insecurities. Your growing confidence still allows feelings from the past to shape your interactions with people. Then we have our Capricorn. Unresolved issues create a mental fog, reducing productivity and increasing tension levels. You should address unresolved matters by using a structured approach instead of allowing them to create mental hurdles. Our Aquaries, your financial worries will challenge your commitment to previously planned decisions. Before making a decision tomorrow, take time to review your main priorities and assess your alternatives with objective thinking. Last but not least, we have our Pisces. Workplace stressors often generate an intense work environment that tests your emotional control and understanding skills. When tensions rise, stay calm and composed will prove essential because you will need to intervene and promote understanding between others. So that is our astrology for tomorrow. So for everybody watching, we got well, 1 second, because my computer is acting a little bit slow. But we got 18 people watching us live right now. So for everybody that just heard the astrology, that is for tomorrow's astrology. So like I said, you take that with a grain of heart and just kind of, if stuff is going a certain way for your sign, what I just mentioned, that usually has to do with a lot of like the planetary alignments and stuff. So yeah, just kind of wanted to give you guys a little bit of a outlook for tomorrow's day. Before we get into our conspiracy of the day, I just want to give you an update on my fast. I am doing a 44-day fast for the people for the first time watching. So I'm not eating anything for 44 days. I believe, yeah, I think I'm on day 29 right now, either 29 or 30. I'm so sorry because it's every day to me. It's like, it's like a whole other day, and I don't count every day in my calendar. But yeah, so I'm pretty sure I'm on day 29, but it could be already day 30. I started on the 7th of January. So that being said, I just want to give you guys a quick update of what's happening, like to my body as you're doing a 44-day fast. You know how sick you are by basically, and this is, I have to discuss this with you guys because this is something that's important and it kind of gives you it gives you kind of like a health check of where you are health wise if you're doing a fast like this, to kind of detox yourself and to kind of like, you know, get rid of all the toxins in your body. So some people would think that if you're doing a fast that long that you're not going to be using like the bathroom, like number two. And I want to tell you guys that that is not right. That no matter how long you're fasting, you're still going to be going to the bathroom and doing number two, because when you are getting rid of all the detox, you're basically, for the most part, putting mucus out. But for the last 2 weeks, I started getting a little bit sick because I got to the point where I wasn't using the bathroom for 2 weeks. I was not able to use the bathroom at all. And that just gave me kind of a gauge of how badly or how stuck everything is within me and how much of this detox I really needed. So finally, you know, I'm super happy to even say this because, you know, it's an accomplishment for me, but I was able to, you know, go to the bathroom last night finally. And I've been like literally going to the bathroom all night last night. And just finally, after 2 weeks of just everything being stuck, everything has been coming out of me. And it feels like a whole like big piece of like, you know, metal off of your chest type thing, because yeah, you don't want to be, I mean, it gauges like how sick you really were. So I was I was like 3 years I was very stagnant. I wasn't doing anything. I just recently started going to the gym with Jay. So I had all this stuff clogged within me because I was basically somewhat of an alcoholic. Like I was drinking beer every day. I mean, I wasn't like hard liquor or nothing. I could still function, do my jobs. But I was like drinking beer every night when I would get home, and I was stagnant. I was like literally just on the Xbox playing my NBA 2K. So that being said, yeah, I literally last night I didn't even get that much sleep. I've just been in the bathroom, just all of a sudden releasing everything, and the stuff that was coming out of me, I don't even want to describe or say because nobody wants to see that or even have a picture of that, but in their heads. But yeah, I just want to let you know today, I feel like a tremendous relief. I feel like my energy level, my whole like vibration of myself is just so much higher. And that's because I got rid of a lot of stuff that shouldn't be in me. And that being said, every Tuesday I do share my weight. I shared my weight with you guys yesterday. I was at 195 for all the people that didn't watch. When I started this fast on the 7th of January, I was about 250 pounds. So within 29 days, like I said, I think I'm on day 30 today. I'm on day 30. I lost, I lost, I lost, I mean, after last night, I probably lost another 5 pounds, but just gauging off of what last night's weight was, I lost 55 pounds in 30 days. So yeah, it was kind of funny too, because I seen a commercial yesterday, and they were trying to sell this program, and they were like, yeah, you can lose 25 pounds in 11 months. And in my head, I'm like, y'all doing it wrong. I can lose 55 pounds in like 30 days.
Yeah.
55 pounds in 11 months. Like, come on, man.
Jesus, man, that's crazy.
Yeah. So anyway, that being said, let us move on to our conspiracy of the day. So if you didn't watch our conspiracy yesterday, I'm kind of going to piggyback again off of Jay's because it was a good one. So Jay was talking about the hollow earth theory, and we kind of got into Antarctica a little bit, but I wanted to expand on Antarctica because I think that that's such a like hidden gem, and it's such a conspiracy theory about Antarctica that I wanted to get into this with you guys. So yeah, we will be diving deep into one of the most mysterious places on Earth, which is Antarctica. So what if everything we know about it is a lie? You know, what if there's a seawall hiding other continents, secret military bases, and even UFOs? So let's break it down for you guys. So we will be covering what I just said. The seawall theory is Antarctica blocking access to other lands. I also want to talk about Admiral Richard Byrd. He had an expedition in 1947, and he had shocking claims that he basically went on to like a radio talk show afterwards, and you could tell he was holding back because it was for the military, but basically he was saying that he found an abundance of like minerals and stuff there. So we'll get into that. We're also going to talk about during World War II, the Nazis, they set up bases in Antarctica. So like what was Hitler really looking for over there? And last but not least, we also have a lot of no-fly zones in Antarctica. So why are these areas restricted? Did people see something there, or is there something in these, no-fly zones that they don't want us to see? So let's talk about first the Antarctica seawall theory. Some people believe Antarctica is actually a massive ice wall that surrounds Earth. The flat Earth theory claims that beyond the wall there could be other continents. So, I mean, even if you're not a flat Earth believer, I mean, I don't believe that it's like totally flat either or nothing like that. I don't believe it's exactly the way they depict, because there is a lot of older maps that depict the Earth to be different than what they're saying it is. But that is neither here or there. I'm not a flat Earth theorist, but there could be a seawall, even if the Earth is not flat. There could be a seawall that could be hiding other continents. And in satellite images, they also show a suspiciously restricted zone around the perimeter, like where the seawall and everything is. So, I mean, just think about it, guys. If Antarctica was just a frozen wasteland, why is it so heavily guarded? Why, when you try to, like, if people that have in the past tried to go there and try to explore it on their own without the military presence, why are they always getting sent back? And they're not letting them, to go to Antarctica. So yeah, so the map I'm talking about to show the massive, because there is maps that show the massive wall in Antarctica, and the references I have for that, you would have to look at this. But there's an ancient, it's called Piri-Reis map. It's Pirireis map. It's from 1513, and it allegedly shows land masses beyond Antarctica. So it actually does show. Back then they made these maps, and it does show that there are other continents that are behind, that are, that after the seawall, that there is other continents and other worlds there that we don't know about. Several explorers claim they were stopped from going any further when they did try. So why is independent exploration forbidden? Could Antarctica be a barrier for larger hidden worlds? That being said, in 1947, like I just mentioned, Admiral Richard Byrd's exploration. Admiral Byrd, he led the operation. The name was Operation High Jump. It was a U.S. military expedition to Antarctica. During an interview in 1954, Byrd claimed to have found a new land beyond Antarctica, but he didn't really go beyond that. He was just saying that it was a bunch of minerals and stuff that he found there that can supply us for like a lifetimes. But the thing is that his reports were classified after the mission, so you wouldn't be able to even see these reports because they all got classified. So yeah, but that was Operation High Jump. If you want to look at that, you got to look at his. It was actually a TV interview where he says there is a new land as big as the United States beyond Antarctica. So he actually does state this in that interview. So if you want to check out that interview, you would see that he did say that. This is not something we're just making up. And he also created a diary. His diary allegedly described encountering strange aircraft and being warned not to return. So this was 1954, guys. I mean, he encountered strange aircraft. I mean, at that time, you didn't have much like very different aircrafts like they do today, So for him to even mention something like this, and he was warned not to return, I mean, that's that proves a whole another theory as well about Antarctica. So yeah, think about it, guys. I mean, was Byrd silenced by the U.S. government, and what did he really find in Antarctica? That's something really good that we should be thinking about. Then we also have the whole Nazi Germany in Antarctica, like what happened there. So during 1938, 1939, which is during the World War II, the Nazis launched an Antarctic expedition and claimed an area they called it Newish. I'm sorry, I'm not German, so I'm going to murder this, but they called it New Schwab Binland. Some believe they built underground bases and continued research there after World War II even. And they even it's alleged that they had connections between Nazi technology and UFO sightings in Antarctica. And we all know that, I don't know if we all know, but basically one thing I learned, I am from Poland originally. So I definitely, like all my relatives, and I have a lot of, like my grandparents, we're not Jewish, we're Catholic, but a lot of people don't know that it wasn't just the Jews that were persecuted during World War II. Both my grandparents were in Auschwitz, the worst death camp out there. And luckily they survived. But yeah, we weren't even Jewish, and yeah, we were basically they were persecuted, or being persecuted in Auschwitz. So we do know, or I know actually for a fact, that Nazis had very highly advanced technology that we even didn't have, and that's a whole nother conspiracy we can get into one day. But yeah, so they did have other technology, so that call comes into connection with this whole Antarctica thing. Did they bring that technology to Antarctica? Was there UFOs that they had contact with over there? Because of these no-fly zones, there have been reports, that there have been reports. We talked about this yesterday too, where there was like somebody got hurt on Antarctica, and then they had to get them to so they didn't die. They had to like go through one of the no-fly zones, and they actually said the people that were flying the choppers actually said that as they were going through the no-fly zone, they saw unidentified flying objects coming out of like deep caves in these no-fly zones. So that is actually something that you guys can research yourselves, but that is also that is there as well. Uh, so yeah, as far as the Hitler's secret Antarctic expeditions, you guys can look that up yourselves too. Rumors of Base 211. It's a secret Nazi installation in Antarctica. You guys can Google that. It's called Rumors of Base 211. They also had U.S. military missions after World War II targeting Antarctica for unknown reasons. So, why was the U.S. suddenly so interested in Antarctica after World War II as well? Was it because they knew that the Nazis were going there? Or, could Nazi scientists have discovered advanced technology that might have been in Antarctica as well? I mean, some even believe that, Atlantis could be there, so who knows? That being said, let us move on to the whole UFO and no-fly zone theory. So there are a lot of no-fly zones over certain parts of Antarctica. So why is that? There is numerous reports of UFOs emerging from caves or entering the ice, which is what we just told you about. If you look at Google Earth images, they also show you can find a lot of strange structures and censored areas. So when you look at the whole image of like Antarctica, it won't really show you like a whole detailed map of Antarctica because there's a lot of censored areas. So I definitely would look into that if you guys are interested in this whole kind of theory. So yeah, if you are looking into references that you guys want to check that out for yourselves, U.S. military pilots report seeing fast-moving lights under the ice. I would look up that on Google. And some whistleblowers claim Antarctica hides alien bases or ancient ruins. You can look that up on Google as well, and that will give you a little bit more detail about the whole UFO conspiracy that is happening in Antarctica. So yeah, I mean, are these just natural formations, or is it something that's being covered up? And could Antarctica be hiding evidence of extraterrestrial life? Like, what do you guys think? Like I want your guys' thoughts on this too. Because it is one of those mysteries that we all are kind of like the more. Especially like with ancient aliens being out and they're even reporting about it and stuff, so it's something that has always been like one of the things that I've been like, I wonder, like, could this really be it? Like, could Antarctica be something like, and I want to give also a very good I want to give like a very good meaning, like I guess like you could say, like you guys probably, a lot of you, shout out to the 21 people watching, but a lot of you probably seen that movie, The Truman Show. So I kind of relate to Truman with that one too, where he actually at the very end, he tries to sail to the unknown, even though they made him like scared of water and stuff. And I kind of, I kind of picture it that way in the sense of, that, Jay, we might have some, we might not be able to show what you're watching on TV at this moment. So just FYI. Jay. Yeah.
Oh, it's the wood, man. This is the wood, dude. They ain't gonna show any of that stuff.
Okay, I just want to make sure they're in my. We might
Nah, it's the wood, man. This is an MTV movie, bro.
Okay. So we're good.
It's PG-13.
Okay.
You ain't gotta worry about that.
I don't mind, brother. I don't mind myself, but you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, she.
No, but these are high school kids, bro. These are kids in high school.
Okay. I saw some pants getting unzipped. I was like, oh, let's go.
Well, this is in this part, like he'd been trying to lose his virginity. So go for it. Keep going on with the theories, man.
Yeah. So basically, like he's literally about to put on a condom, bro.
Well, the funny part is that she's like, is it supposed to look like that? And he's like, yeah.
you that
I
guy?
guess.
Oh my god, that is so funny. Oh, okay. But yeah, the last thing I was just gonna mention was the Truman Show. So it's kind of like that to me, where it's related to where, like, I mean, he's off to the unknown, and he finally found, a whole another world, which was the real world to him. But I kind of related to kind of like the Truman Show in that sense, where, like, once we finally, I don't know, maybe who knows? I mean, if Trump is for the people and he's trying to declassify all this information, which that is yet to come with the whole, JFK and all these other things that he promised to declassify. I mean, who knows? Maybe Antarctica might be one of those things, and then maybe we could potentially one day learn that, that there is some of this stuff we were just reporting on, that there is, more to it than what we know, and who knows? Maybe there is other lands that, that we should, that we'll be able to come into contact with. But the only thing, like Admiral Byrd said, though, was that he was warned not to come back there before. So by some unidentified, flying objects there. So who knows? Maybe they don't show us that on purpose as well, because of this warning that we got from like in the 50s, and it might be even up till now. But I mean, at the same time, if you think about it, since we are based there and there is stations there and there's people there and other countries there now, does that warning still apply, or did they make some kind of agreement? So this is all stuff just to keep in your head and just kind of wonder about Antarctica and like what is really going on there. So that is our conspiracy of the day. We are here every day, Monday through Friday. We start the show 6 p.m. Pacific time. So please hit the like, subscribe, and share this with your friends. We definitely are here for you guys. We want to hear from you. So if you guys ever want to give us a little shout out or just, say hi, we're definitely here, and we'll write you guys back and we'll talk to you guys. That being said, let's go on to Jay's final words of the day. What is your final wisdom of the day? Final wisdom word of the day.
Always stay focused, man. Like everything is within reach. Just don't let anything derail you, man. Just there's always gonna be little roadblocks, but as long as you stay focused, have faith, everything turns out how it's supposed to. Always.
Definitely, definitely. That's very well said. I mean, I too, I mean, I believe in the law of attraction. So what you put out is what you're going to get back, and you definitely can attract things into your life that you want, but you have to stay focused on those attractions, and you have to stay focused on what you want, and you have to really want it and work towards it. I mean, obviously nothing's going to fall into your lap, but if you work towards your goals, you're focused, and you don't let setbacks, because even here, us on our show, we have many setbacks. And that being said, if you guys are ever doing your own YouTube channels or anything, and you guys want to use, there's a company called Spike's Studio. If you're ever going to try to use them to generate shorts, I'm telling you guys right now, don't use them. They suck. This is one of our setbacks right now that we have with this company, because we literally paid, to use their services, and now they're giving us a whole bunch of hassles. And I got a feeling some of it might be due because we do conspiracy theories, and a lot of companies, they're, that's kind of like on the edge type thing. So just giving you guys a little heads up, do not use Spike Studio for anything, because they suck. And that is my words of wisdom of the day.
I'll
And
take that.
yep. So that being said, shout out to you guys. We love you, and we will see you guys back here tomorrow at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So yeah, shout out to you guys, and we'll see you back.